everyone, and welcome to a long-awaited episode of Torrential Tom. I am your host, Torrential Tom. So we're going to get going here with our current weather map of the United States, and we have a pretty general zonal flow from west to east along the states. Not much activity, really, with the exception of southwestern California, where we have some rain showers, and parts of Minnesota and the Dakotas with some rain showers as well as snow showers. Everybody else experiencing pretty nice conditions and some pretty warm weather, warmer than average temperatures really around most of the country. So I'm showing this next slide for a reason, and these are winter storm ingredients. The ingredients needed to support a winter storm in our area. That is your hint. Maybe winter has its last gasp coming this way. So before I get going with that, and with winter coming close to a close, as a new homeowner, I did not have the ability really to go out and get a snow blower for my driveway, so I purchased a couple of shovels that actually were quite helpful this winter, and it was quite an active winter snowfall-wise. And those links to those shovels or similar shovels are in the video description below, so please check those out. Click on the link. One of them is a push shovel where you don't really pick up the snow, but you push it along your driveway. So what I did was push it along the edges of my driveway, and then the second link is to a shovel that could scoop up quite a bit of snow in one shot, and I was using that just to clean up the edges. And really, except for that big snowfall where I was out there 5-6 times, really, it took about 20-30 minutes to clean my driveway for each storm this season. And it was good on my back and really helpful. So go check out those links. And if you're in need of a shovel, definitely check those out before next season. So back to the ingredients. We have to have a storm present with moisture. We need to have cold air in play. We need to have proper upper air pattern setups and proper tilts. And then obviously we need to have a general consensus on a storm track that will give us snow. So let's go through some slides here. This slide is of the upper air pattern at 500 millibars. And what it's showing is the troughs and ridges in our atmosphere, low and high pressures. So we have a ridge in the center of the country, which is good for us because then we have a trough in our area. What that does, and what this low pressure up north and northeast of us in Canada does, is it helps drop the cold weather down in our direction. So, cold air in play. Yes. Check. Ideally, for this pattern to be conducive of a storm track close to the coast, this low pressure, we would like it to be tilted a bit to the west, which would mean this ridge, we would ideally like it further west as well. Right now it's showing a little too far east, and I will show what that shows up as in the models when it comes to the storm. Generally, we have this high pressure here that's blocking, so it's blocking a lot of storms from going straight due east from the southeast of the United States to out to the Atlantic. So we're going to have a turn of some sort in the Atlantic. Is it going to be further out to the east and then turn north, or is it going to form and go up the coast and give us snow? That is the big question. So this is the same time frame, Friday evening. We have that low pressure that I showed here. We have that ridge showing up. And then we have that trough here in the eastern half of the United States. Here is the storm system that is in question. You have moisture already coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, and we're going to see this moisture dip to the south in our next slide. So it dipped into Florida. We have the cold air now in place from this low pressure, which helped push all this down. Now, if you're looking and you know our past history with snowstorms, you would know that typically these low pressure systems are a little farther north, around the Carolinas, and usually we have more of a tilt, where this low pressure is a little further to the west, which would create a pattern more like that, which would lead to this low pressure being forced to come up the coast this way. You don't see that with this setup. Low pressure is a little further east, so naturally we're going to see this low pressure go a little further out to sea. And you can see that in the next slide. As that high pressure moves further down into our area, colder temperatures are going to move in on Sunday, well below average, and that low pressure, quite a decent sized storm, mostly a rainstorm because of its position with regard to the cold and warm air, as it is too far to the south and east. But storm will be there. So really we got to see how this plays out. Chances of a snowstorm or even a major snowstorm are looking quite slim, but the possibility is there. So if we go back to our first slide, storm present, check. Cold air definitely will be in play. The storm being present, definitely there. So that's 2 checks. The upper air pattern not in our favor at this moment, as we don't have that proper tilt that will allow the storm to come up the coast with a sharper turn to the north. So with regard to that, that means the storm track is not in our favor either if you're a snow lover, but definitely going to keep an eye, and if anything changes, I will keep you all updated. Again, if you are not a winter snow lover, the middle of next week is definitely for you. As we see a pattern change, there is a trough that will be building into the western area of the United States. So storms will be further south. California, areas like Los Angeles will see some rain. And then we're going to see some ridging naturally in the eastern part of the country. We could even see 60 degrees next week at some point. So definitely, if you are not a winter lover, you can look forward to that. If you are a snow lover, I will keep you updated on the storm system that, again, doesn't look like has a good chance of coming to our area, but it's something to keep an eye on. So in summary, we have our possible last gasp of winter coming Sunday into Monday, possibly. But even if we don't get that storm, we will see those below average temperatures during the weekend. As I just mentioned in the previous slide, above average temperatures by the middle of next week, much above average. And if you like this video, or if you watch this video, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at Torrential Tom, Instagram at Torrential Tom WX. And as always, please leave me your questions, and I will be happy to answer it with the next episode, which will come a lot sooner than this one did, as I am trying to change some things around with the channel and improve things for my viewers. So until next time, have a great night, have a great rest of the week.